Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to Inner Dreams and welcome to your reading. I'm so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. Okay, I just got a message. This is for the full moon in Cancer that we have coming up. Spirit just said, listen to your moon. Listen to your moon. So Divine wants you to connect with your moon sign. Okay, I think the full moon in Cancer is on Saturday, I believe. Full moon in Cancer. But it's something about that. Listen to what your emotions are telling you. What are your feelings guiding you to understand about you? Sometimes we tend to quiet our emotions or push them to the side without taking time to understand what they're trying to teach us about ourselves or what we're going through or what we need at this time. So Divine is saying to listen to your moon, to your emotions, okay? And I feel like it's going to be a very powerful time to do that because full moon in Cancer, very intuitive energy, and comforting as well because Mother Moon is definitely coming through with her nurturance and her heightened intuition to help us. Okay? Ashe. Thank you, Divine, for that message. Alright, so I've got my moon deck. What is this? I forgot the name of the deck, but it's a moon deck. Okay, so we're going to see what this is bringing through for your Moonology. That's it. For your message. Let's see. What's coming through for this beautiful being, Divine? It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. And see, that's water energy as well. I'm telling you, the water element keeps coming through. It came through one of the last two messages. Connecting with the moon. Mother Moon is not playing. Okay? But yeah, this is full moon in Scorpio coming through. There's something that you're being encouraged to release. And I feel like this is also because, you know, at the end of a calendar year, it's always good to let go of whatever we can that is too heavy, that feels like a burden, that feels like old shit that we just don't want to keep taking with us. You know what I mean? I don't like to litter, but I see like riding down the highway in a station wagon. I don't know. Maybe because I'm an 80s baby. But, and then just like tossing things out the window that were weighing the car down. I don't know. I don't suggest throwing things out the window, but that's the visual that I've got, you know? So it feels like you're on a journey and only a certain number of things or a certain amount of energy can come along with you. And if it's not worthy of your time, of your energy, of your effort, if it's not worthy of what you bring to the situation, it's gotta go. It's gotta go. Anything else from this deck, Divine? You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. New moon in Pisces. Meditate and contemplate. Visualize you and your loved ones being safe. If that has been a concern lately, visualize you being safe and those that you love being safe and cared for and nurtured. Okay? Alright. I'm hearing that you have the power to shift the energy in the 3D because you are so powerful on all dimensions. Whatever it is that you want to manifest, you can manifest it. See it here. And it will be. That's the power that you have. And so, you know, a lot of times it's easy to give way to visions of what we don't want, or to give way to visions of what we fear the most. And then that's what we're giving our power to. But whatever you give your energy to, whatever you focus on, that is what you will manifest. So just keep that in mind. You're powerful. And your thoughts are powerful. So align them with what you really do want. Okay? Being guided to this deck. Okay. Had to make sure. Thank you, Spirit. The World. Something is over. And it's like somebody's time has run out. That's the message I'm getting. It sort of came through in the last message that I just channeled. But it's being reiterated. But we might be going in a different direction here. We'll see how Spirit guides this reading. But yeah, this journey is over for somebody. I heard too hot to handle. Too hot to handle. Action. 17. You are moving so quickly as the star. This is star energy, card 17. I also see it as the Chariot though, because it's got the two horses, the black and the white, and they're moving forward. Somebody can't keep up with you. Can you keep up? Baby boy, make me lose my breath. Oh, can you keep up, baby boy? Maybe this is somebody that you were working on something creatively with. I'm also getting that this could have been someone that you wanted to create something with at one time. Maybe a family, you know, baby boy. I'm hearing that. Maybe this was somebody that at one time you envisioned yourself having a life with, having a future with, building something together with. For some of you, this is more business related. You thought that this person was going to help you build and grow. And for some of you, this is more love related. Home and family. Home and family. Yeah, you and your loved ones are safe. Also, what I'm hearing is your dreams of having a home and family are safe. So if there's someone who did not rise to the occasion and did not fulfill promises, I'm hearing they made promises that they broke. They were broken promises. They broke promises. They broke their promises, but they did not break your dreams. You know what I'm saying? They didn't break your dreams. Your dreams are still yours. They are divine. And you're still taking action towards them. So I love that these cards both came out, because it's like, and this one came out first. So something's over, but things are still moving. Okay? Full steam ahead. Okay? Ain't nothing stop. You know what I'm saying? Nothing stopped. Anything else from this deck? Look at the, okay, yin and yang. Yeah. This could be, oh, 10-10. Something is complete, yin and yang. masculine, feminine energies. And look, it looks like the world there. They look very similar there. Right there. This yin and yang is card 22. Yeah, 2 and 2 is, well, for me, 2 is connection and also balance. And then the world, 2 and 9, that's 11, which is a portal to a new realm. So truly, 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 nothing has ended. I feel like you're just getting rid of the dead weight. You're getting rid of what couldn't keep up. I'm getting unequally yoked. You know, not every relationship starts off equally yoked, but we're meant to help bring each other in alignment. And it's hard to talk about that in a collective reading because a lot of times these situations can almost look like something that should be let go of, but it's, you know, there's potential strength there. But in some cases, we're meant to teach each other a lesson. And that's like, the person is maxed out, they've tapped out, like that's all they can do. They can just learn a lesson and they have to keep it moving. What they need, whatever else they need in life, they have to get it for themselves or find it elsewhere, because they have reached their potential on their journey with you. And that happens. It happens to all of us. We can't grow old with everyone that we meet. And so it feels like something here has run its course. But I also feel like there's a sigh of relief coming from you, like almost like it feels good to hear that. I don't feel like this is like, you know, torture to your heart. I feel like this is just like, yeah, I pretty much figured that. You know, it feels like that's the vibe. You are extremely intuitive, and so you already know things. You know a lot about a lot of things. And this is something that you've been feeling your way through. 1313 on the timer. And so it's like when something is over and it just keeps being dragged on, then it just feels like pain. And truly, sometimes what we have to do is let go of something. And then when it's ready, you know, now I don't ever encourage hanging on for someone who has been excessively toxic or chronically toxic or whatever, you know. But what's coming through is that it's time to let go. It's time to let go. And if this message is for you, you know. You already know. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through in this message? We aim for the same target, but fear keeps us from fully committing. Our union needs clarity, not hesitation. Oath. Clarify more, Spirit. Ooh. Okay. Instead of seeing you as the gift you are, I doubted your value, and it created a rift between us. I wish I had seen your worth sooner. I don't have the time or the capacity to understand our connection. It's best to leave it alone, unless you decide to take the first step. Money worship. Self-interest rules and decisions and disregards fairness. Values are for sale to the highest bidder. Money comes first and ethical concerns come second. So there's somebody here who has made money their god. They've become very greedy. They're greedy because they're afraid. They're afraid of not having enough. They're afraid of not being enough. They're afraid of not being worthy without having more. Okay, so without more stuff, without more things, they feel like they're not worthy. Even with the distance, I know we are never truly apart. Our bond is stronger than any obstacle. I'll cross any boundary to reach you. When I'm with you, I feel complete. I realize that you, not material things, are what truly matters in my life. So that's what's at the bottom of that greed, is a true understanding of who you are and what you mean. But on the surface, there's this, I only care about things, I only care about money, I only care about wealth. Yeah. I realize now how foolish I was to treat you as a mere distraction. Our connection deserved more respect, but I let myself and others treat it as insignificant. So this person allowed other people to insert themselves, which only complicates things and makes things more chaotic. I'm worrying on my divine... Oh, worrying. Maybe there's some worrying there. I'm working on my divine feminine side to gather the strength to protect this seedling. I want to be more nurturing and loving towards this new beginning. I feel like there's a child here. Either a desire for a pregnancy or a pregnancy, perhaps early on, or a young baby. I'm sorry I seem distant, but I need this time to complete my evaluation of our relationship. Okay, so that's where the letting go is coming into play, because someone here definitely wants to step away. Even if it's just for some clarity, I'm seeing that there's a desire for clarity. There's a desire to understand and regain a sense of self. It feels like this is a situation where a lot of lines have been crossed, a lot of extra people have been involved in the situation, and something has got to go. Something has got to be over. The question is, how many layers of this connection have to go? Because something is still moving forward. That something that's still moving forward is definitely you, because you're not giving up on yourself. You're not giving up on your dreams. Also, if there is a young life, if there's a new baby that's just been born, that's moving forward. But what gets left behind? Divine, what's the guidance here regarding what needs to be... Oh, I didn't mean to pick these up, but here we go. There are ego attachments. This is from my afflictions, energy of affliction. Yeah, deck. Ego attachments. Okay. Generational wounds. Binding love spell. So somebody's been doing magic. Okay. Now, if this binding magic was done to protect a relationship that two people willingly entered, then that's okay. Marriage is binding, okay? That's a binding ritual. A marriage is a binding ritual. So, where people go wrong with binding rituals is when the person has not agreed to be in a relationship, or if that binding is to take the relationship to a level that has not been agreed upon. Binding rituals in a relationship are safely done and respectfully done. Okay, if we're interested in respecting spiritual law, when both parties have agreed to that level of commitment, and that is being protected. Okay. Okay, and then we've got graveyard dirt spell. So there's somebody here who's working with energy who doesn't give a fuck about spiritual law. Okay, that's clear now. Okay. Sacrificial offerings. Okay. Energetic attachments. I'm getting from family members. Wow. I'm getting that this involves family. Like family members that are extremely invested in what goes down. Notice Spirit said what goes down, not what goes on, because that's what I wanted to say. But what goes down in this relationship. Because they want something to go down like the Titanic. False masks. Hexes of misfortune. So somebody has cursed this relationship. Well, at the bottom of the deck here we have understanding. So understanding is needed. I can see that there is with that oath card, I was like, wow. We aim for the same target, but fear keeps us from fully committing. Our union needs clarity, not hesitation. That speaks volumes, because it feels like with the world here, and also that Scorpio card was saying, okay, you and your loved ones are safe. So that's protection for you and those that you love. But it's time to release negativity. Well, it seems as though what someone wants is for the whole kit and caboodle to be tossed out. But of course they want it to be tossed out, because they're working against the marriage, against the relationship. Of course that's what they want. And that's their goal, is for anyone, a tarot reader like me, to immediately look at your energy and say, oh, it should all be over. It should just... Or for anyone that you would talk to say, oh, well, y'all should not be together. Y'all should not do that. Of course, that's the illusion. That's the illusion. Yes, something is over. Something needs to be released. There is negativity that needs to be let go of. But there's also something that needs to continue to move forward. And with this yin-yang card, this balance, that's what needs to be restored. This oath, it was in reverse, but it's saying our union needs clarity, not hesitation. You're fighting against something that every beautiful union that is blessed by the divine or that is destined experiences, which is hatred, attacks, someone wanting to see it come to an end, someone wanting to play both sides of the fence so that they can get two people who love one another and potentially are bringing new life into the world, or have brought recently a new life into the world, I'm seeing a child who's between like a newborn and 5 years old. You could have children older than that, but that's what I'm seeing. Or perhaps that's when all of this really set in. When you had a young child, this hatred that someone developed for your union, against your union. So Divine is saying that understanding is needed. Also, we see that it says our union needs clarity, not hesitation. Summon, cycles, rigid. Somebody has done spell work in order for you to stay in a rigid ass cycle that you just keep going in, around and around and around and around again. Do you see this? Summon, cycles, and rigid. That's what they've manifested. This is spell work that's been done. That's what they want to happen between you and your lover. I'm going to say your family, because even if you have not, I feel like I'm talking to a feminine, but I could be talking to a masculine, but there is a spirit baby here. I keep feeling the presence of a child. It feels sweet too. It feels like a boy, but it could be a girl, but I'm picking up on a boy. So precious too. And you know, the sad thing is that people who work against families, people who work against young couples, families, people who are just trying to love each other, they actually do damage not just to that family, but to the world, to our community, to our societies. Because we need families, we need there to be strong families. Every child needs a strong support system. Every child. Every child needs to know that they are loved and that they are supported and that there's someone at home that they can trust. And who is safe to talk to, safe to confide in. And when people work against home and families, they work against children, truly. They work against our future. And there is massive justice for that. Massive karma. Like the worst kind. If you are going to be in a dedicated love relationship, there are certain things that are extremely important. And that is, number one, that you don't tell people your business. Because, mark my word, even if you don't tell people your business, there's always somebody there scoping you out, scoping out your beauty, your happiness, your fertility, your abundance, and they're mad because they don't got it. They're just mad. And you might look at a person and say, but they're single and they're happy and they're... No, they're not. They might be single. They might be married. They might be living with someone. They may have been married for 20, 30 years, but if they're bothering you, then they're not happy. They are not happy. I don't care what facade they wear, what mask they wear on their face. They are not happy. If they have time to summon demons and cycles of rigid shit for you to go through, if they have all this time to do this, they are not happy. Divine, who is this that's doing this? Okay, we got 5 of Swords. Yeah, they're trying to create conflict in a love relationship. Yeah, so see, something's got to go. We know that. Something is over. We're letting something go out that station wagon as we ride down the highway. But it's not your love. It's not your dreams. But there is something that must be let go of. Whether it's the first thing that's coming to me is these other people that have been involved in the relationship. Because that was in one of these cards. It was like about allowing other people to come into the relationship. Who is this that's creating strife for this connection? Oh, a Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Could be an earth sign. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's a knight, so I'm wondering if it's like either a friend of your person, or it could be your friend, okay? But I feel like this is on your person's side. It could be their friend or a family member. I just saw the Hierophant. Five of Pentacles. This person is broke and broken. They don't have a good family life and they're pissed about it. So they want to raise hell for you. It makes them angry. Okay, I was about to say it makes you angry. I'm sure it does make you angry. It would make me angry too to go through this. But it makes them angry to observe you. And what I'm getting is that even if you had some times where like you didn't, maybe you felt like you were struggling or something like that, you had someone to go through that with. This person is mad because they feel all alone. I do see here with this Five of Pentacles though, this person could have a child. This could be someone who had a child at a young age. Okay, because they're coming through as a knight, and then I see them here in the Five of Pentacles with somebody. It feels like they may have had a child and they don't have any support. That's what it feels like. And so whoever this is that you're with, it feels like, okay, maybe they're very much driven by wealth and money, but they're driven. Okay? They're present and they're driven, even if it's out of insecurity, because that's what came through before, that they have a fear of not having enough, not being enough. Well, maybe that's because in their family they've observed so many people who have not shown up to provide and to protect. I'm getting that this could be a masculine who wants to do things differently from a lot of the masculines that he's observed in his family. He wants to change the generational pattern that came through in this yeah, look, generational wounds, unhealed traumas, or emotional baggage passed down through the family lineage affecting behavior and life choices. They want to do things differently. And you see, sometimes when we're so motivated to be so different from our parents and to get it right and to do things so differently, we put so much damn pressure on ourselves that we drive ourselves crazy. And so our goal has become to get it right, but then we put so much pressure on ourselves that we get it wrong because we're so worried about not getting it right. And so there has to be a release of that pressure, because there's so much built up pressure on the inside to just do it right, to do it differently, to get this right. And then you got to remember there's all these demons inside saying, but your daddy didn't get it right, or, you know, your mama didn't get it right, so how do you think you'll be any different? And it's like all these voices that you hear, and it's like those are the voices of our ancestors that are sometimes unhealed, right? And we have to quiet them. And the way that we quiet them is to give ourselves grace and patience, and to remind ourselves of our goal, but to also be patient as we meet that goal. Yeah, I'm getting that there's a lot of pressure here. But this person, whoever this is, this troublemaker, tell me more about this troublemaker, Divine. This person who's doing this work against this family, this this pair, this bond, this, who is this? What are they doing? Why? Third wheel. Oh, so they're acting as a third wheel. Now, whether they are an actual third wheel or not, they could be family or they could be an ex. This could be a baby mama or a baby daddy. Okay? Because I do see, okay. Perhaps they're jealous of the affection and attention that your person dedicates towards you. Yeah. This could be a family member or it could be someone who is an ex. Tell me more, Spirit. They're causing stress, but they're stressed out. They're very stressed out. All that they're focused on is winning. They just want to win. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. That's all they want to do is win. They're very competitive. What is their goal? Why are they so competitive? Because they see your blessings. They want your blessings. They want what you have. Also, they're stubborn. Well, that comes through because of the earth energy. They came through as a Knight of Pentacles. They could be very stubborn. Yeah. They don't want to hear what anybody has to tell them. What are people telling them? That they're pushing beyond their limits. Somebody's telling them to sit the hell down, but they're not listening. Okay. Divine, what is the energy of this person? I want to know your person's intentions. Please tell me more about that, Spirit. So this beautiful being, what are their person's intentions towards them? Curious. I'm intrigued and want to learn more. So they want to learn. Okay. What are their intentions? Honesty. I will be truthful and transparent in all interactions, even when it may be difficult. Okay, what else? Health. I'm going to be part of your health and wellness journey. Sabotage. I'm deliberately working to undermine your efforts. Vent. I have to get this off my chest. Please show me more about this sabotage card, Divine. I'll leave that one out. What's going on with this sabotage card? What are they sabotaging? The Tower, Ace of Swords. There's some sort of truth that they're holding back. What is this? It's something that they don't want to ruin everything. Temperance. Please clarify what's this truth, Divine, that they're holding back. Five of Wands. It's something about like tension, fighting. Please clarify this secret. The Fool, the Chariot, Death. They feel like they ran right into an ending. There's something that they did as far as handling a situation with another person. I feel like with this Knight of Pentacles, that they know they didn't handle it in the best way. Yeah. They feel like they fumbled something. They messed something up. They feel like they made a poor choice. And it's one specific action. Can you tell me more about this, Spirit? What was this one specific action? They allowed themselves to be used. They overlooked something out of loneliness. Something regarding a home situation. It could have been, yeah, because they felt sorry for someone, but someone manipulated them. They allowed themselves to be used. That's what it was. Somebody wore a mask and pretended to be ill. They like used them. Basically, they had this person on a string, got in their good graces, and they could have been like, oh, please, I need help with this. I need help with the rent, or can't you just help me with this or that? And that was their target. That was their goal. This Knight of Pentacles, whoever this is, this third wheel, whether it's an in-law, it could be a mother-in-law, it could be a sister-in-law, it could be an ex-girlfriend, whoever it is, they targeted your person and their good graces, and I almost said encouraged them, but I wanted to say manipulated them into making a promise, or like fulfilling a promise where they would support them somehow, and it feels like it's something financial. With this Knight of Pentacles coming through, this person could be an earth sign, but I'm also getting that they're motivated by money because they don't feel secure. They are in the Five of Pentacles here, and it could be that they have a young child to take care of, but they're a hot mess, and they don't care who else they make a hot mess. And it's almost as if they've targeted your person as their cha-ching, cha-ching, you know, their yeah, and it's basically bringing a death to something that's wonderful between you. But I will also say this, is that, you know, people show you who they are by what they do. And so if your person is showing you that they don't have the strength to stand up for their family, you, or for their relationship, and if you all have a child or children together, if they have not demonstrated that they can adequately provide for you and protect you as a family, then that speaks volumes. You know? Divine, what is the guidance here? What is Divine guiding this beautiful being to do moving forward regarding this situation? Oh, the Lovers. I'm going to be honest with you. Seeing some of because the sabotage card, it feels like that sabotage is not necessarily your person's intentions, but it is what has happened. Okay? It is what has happened because they have not stood their ground. They have not set boundaries in the way that they should. So this feels like a very frustrating situation. And it feels like something that has been worsened because this Knight of Pentacles, whoever this is, they feel very comfortable casting some spells and doing all of that. And when a person casts spells on a marriage or relationship that is not energetically protected, as the incense stick fell over, that says a lot. They're trying to break your relationship down. That's what they're trying to do. And it's really sickening that they're trying to do this because they're just angry that you have what they don't. They want the support that you get. They want the love and affection that you get. So what it can do though is eat away at the foundation between the people in the relationship through fights and arguments and chaos. So the number one thing, if you want to preserve this relationship, the number one thing that you need to do is realize that the way that you're seeing your person act towards you and the way that you're feeling towards them may not be what it truly is. It is an illusion, because when there is ritual work being done against the relationship, there are illusions that are cast. So the first thing you got to do is see through the illusions. Archangel Michael helps with that, okay? He's very helpful with that. You can ask him to pierce through the illusions and help you to see what is truly there. Ask him to help you see divine truth. And then purify and protect the energy of you, your entire self, your spouse, their entire self, your home, your relationship, and all interactions between you, and ask for protection. Okay? I have some videos on my channel on here in my ASMR channel that can help, as well as lots of YouTubers who do cleansings and things like that. Just be selective. Make sure that it's, you know, you vibe with the energy. But this is something that a lot of people do because they hate to see people in love. They hate to see people with something that they don't have. And honestly, the number one thing is to realize that it's an attack. And once you are aware of that, it changes things. It changes things because you're better equipped to move forward in truth and not under the deception that things are just the way that they are. You know, when the energy has been manipulated, then we're dealing with a whole different ball game. So I would definitely say to consider doing some cleansing work and protect your heart throughout this as well, because you definitely want to look out for your well-being as well. It's not just to say that, oh, there's spell work being done, so I'm only going to address that. No, I mean, there's healing that also needs to be done between you and your person if you want to remain in a relationship that's healthy. Okay, so it's a lot, but I tell you, if you do this in a relationship that is destined and blessed by the divine, it's worth it. It's worth it. It does require spiritual warfare, though. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Mama Oshun. I'm asking Mama Oshun for her wisdom and guidance. Thank you, Mama Oshun. What do you have for this beautiful being? Please bless us with a message that is needed at this time. Ashe. Okay, so this is card number 4. Oshun overflows. Generosity, wealth, auspicious blessings. Well, she's saying, look at your blessings. Okay. Because clearly that's what got this person stuck on you in the first place. Okay. That's always the reason why. Jealousy. Alright. The mantra is, prosperity flows freely to me and through me. Ashe. Initiation of gold. It's about to get really good. Your present and future projects. Okay. Your present and future projects are blessed, and your prosperity is in your hands. Oshun overflows signals a season of plenty. Expect financial gains plus an increase in love. Love that. Happiness and other forms of abundance. Let the blessings flow. The divine is generous and abundant, and now is a great time for you to be too. What to do now? Oshun overflows reminds you to also be grateful for what you already have. The more you appreciate your present gifts, the more they multiply. You have activated the energy of prosperity and gratitude. Now it's about sustaining and multiplying it. Allow divine wisdom to guide you in recognizing and sharing the abundant blessings that surround you. Whether it's helping someone in need or investing in your own growth, make conscious choices to keep the cycle of riches going. Abundance is a two-way street. Allow yourself to give and receive, knowing that you are worthy. Ashe. I'm going to share the healing ritual. It says, in a quiet, sacred space, Place objects that represent abundance to you, such as coins, flowers, or pictures of loved ones. Light a gold candle to honor Oshun, overflows. Fold a piece of paper in half. As the candle burns, write down all the blessings you are grateful for on the right and the areas where you'd like to invite more abundance on the left. Visualize the blessings multiplying. Let the candle burn out. Ashe. So I love the approach that Mama Oshun is bringing through with this, and that's through gratitude and manifesting through your abundance, because clearly you have a lot of it. Because the reason why someone is trying to attack you is because they're in the Five of Pentacles. If somebody is in poverty or is feeling left out in the cold, they're going to hate someone who is abundant and who is receiving the affection and the blessings and the abundance that they wish they had. So bring your focus towards what you have and what you want more of, okay? And cleanse and protect the energy of your relationship if that is something that you want to maintain. If not, then you're in a state of release and letting it go. Divine did bring you to the Lovers, okay, as far as the advice. So I feel like some of you are going to move forward with your connection. Some of you might not. But whatever you choose to do, you will do so abundantly, because you have abundance that is continuing and you're moving forward with that no matter what. Because that action card came through. You're moving forward with your abundance no matter what. Okay, it doesn't matter what curses have been thrown, what spells have been done. No weapon formed against you can prosper. Okay, you are blessed and you are protected. So, yeah, Ashe Mama Oshun, and I love that this is card number 4 as well, because that's for your protection. All of your blessings are protected. Thank you, Spirit. All right, beautiful being, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I hope that it brought clarity to you and good vibes. And I appreciate you and I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.